For our Hamlet adaptation, we chose the 1860s in the South, specifically South Carolina. We chose a plantation because the structure of the aristocracy of plantations at the time were very similar to the kingdoms during where Hamlet was written. Now, we had our women dressed in dresses in the play, as it was a very traditional outfit for women at that time, and men dressed in dress clothes, almost everything they did. So that's what it was like in our play. Now, because it took place in South Carolina, we had all the characters speak with southern drawls. We chose Act 1, Scene 2. Now, in this act, Claudius gives a speech to the people of Denmark, trying to reassure them. But because it's obviously not in Denmark, we decided to have Claudius give the speech to the plantation workers. Now, in this play, Claudius was the brother of Hamlet's father, who was the original owner of the plantation. Now, Claudius poisoned Hamlet's father to take over the plantation, and like in the book, he married Hamlet's mother, Gertrude. We decided to keep the part where Hamlet had the side talking about how angry it is, as it's a very pivotal part of this scene, but we have switched up the verbiage to what makes sense at the time. They talk similarly to what we do today, but slightly more fancy. Now, for the third part, we had Horatio, who was an overseer of slaves, see the ghost of Hamlet's father in the cotton fields, which would make sense over outside of the castle. He then tells Hamlet, and Hamlet is, of course, going to see the ghost. Now, workers and family of this plantation, I know we're in a rough time. Our past owner, Hamlet, has recently died. But I think in these times, we need to stick together. Not only stick together, but strive. Hamlet, what's wrong, son?
Nothing, Pa.
Hamlet, I know you're upset because of your father's death, but you need to learn it's a part of life.
Sorry, Ma. I'll get over it. Don't worry about me.
I hope you do, son.
Let's go, my dear.
Sure thing.
In times like these, I imagine I might be better off dead. Our father slain, and his brother marrying my mother. Horatio, you do not look well. What is wrong?
I'm not well, sir. I was tending over the cotton fields last night, watching over the slaves, and I saw a ghastly image who looked like your father.
My father! Take me at once.
Act 2, we picked a second scene to do, which introduces Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, but we didn't feel like we needed two characters to play those parts, so we just made it one character named Rosenstern. And in our video, Rosenstern grew up on the plantation with Hamlet, but then he had to move away for his new job as an overseer, at another plantation, which explains why Hamlet and Rosenstern grew up as friends. So also in the scene we have Polonius, who is the owner of a local plantation, which is the equivalent to being a noble back in Shakespeare's days. And Polonius goes to Claudius and tells Claudius that he believes Hamlet is in love with Polonius' daughter, Ophelia. So then Polonius goes to Hamlet and confronts him about it, but Hamlet just insults Polonius about it and calls him a slackjaw, which is a pretty bad insult back in the 1800s.
Rosenstern, come here, son. Hello, Claudius. How is your new job as overseer at the closest plantation? It is a great job, but the fields there aren't half as good as yours. Well, that's good to hear, but I have a little problem. Hamlet has been very upset lately, and I need you to meet with him and find out why. It will be my pleasure, sir.
Hello, I've got it. I have the idea.
Sit down, Polonius. Tell me, how's your plantation doing?
No, let me explain to you. I found the reasons for Hamlet's madness. I have forbid Ophelia and Hamlet's love. He is in love.
Maybe.
Hamlet, do you know who I am?
You're the weasel-looking slack-jaw plantation owner.
So you know I have a daughter?
Ah, yeah. Tell her to keep her legs closed.
Hamlet, how are you doing?
Good to see you. What's the reason for the visit?
Just stopping by.
You sure?
I cannot lie to a fellow friend your parents sent me.
Well, it's nice of you to stop by then, but I think you could take their concerns and talk to my parents about it.
Yes, sir.
We chose Act 3, Scene 4, and in Shakespeare's Hamlet, Hamlet is well liked among all the people of Denmark, and he's known to be one of the friendliest guys. So we made him one of the friendliest on the plantation, where the overseers, the slaves, and the rest of the workers love him. So him being crazy and acting different is making them less productive, and the whole plantation is not running the same. So this gives another incentive for Claudius and Gertrude to want to get him back to normal. And we also chose to use a pistol that Hamlet shoots Polonius with instead of a dagger, because pistols were more common back then. Without Hamlet overseeing these slaves, production has gone down.
I'll try to calm him down, Polonius.
Mother!
Oh no, that's him now. I'll keep watch behind this curtain.
There you are, Mother.
Hamlet, you have offended Claudius.
And you've offended my father.
Have you forgotten who I am?
No, you're the wife of the original owner of this plantation, and unfortunately, my mother.
I can't listen to this anymore.
Sit down, Mom!
Help!
Help!
All right!
What a bloody deed!
Almost as bad as killing a brother and marrying his wife. Polonius, I should have known. Don't sleep with Claudius tonight. I have a feeling he's plotting against me.
In Act 4, Claudius discusses a plan to kill Hamlet with Laertes. Instead of using swords, we decided to use guns, as they are relative towards the time period. Now in the Shakespeare play, he decided to use poison on the swords. We could not use that, however, as it wouldn't make sense to the time period. So we decided to load one gun with blanks, which would be Hamlet's, provided by Claudius, that when he would shoot, nothing would come out, so therefore it wouldn't be effective. However, Laertes would be loaded with normal bullets, so it would work just as well in the fight. Now we also decided to include poison at the side. We decided to use arsenic, as it was used really around the world at the time period. We also included that Ophelia drowned in the James River. Now the James River was a really important river towards a lot of plantations, as they were along that river, as it was a great source of transportation. Laertes, take a seat.
Why hasn't anything been done? The man who killed my father.
The members of this house, they love him. But I have an idea. Everyone knows that you have a feud with young Hamlet. So I propose an idea. A duel between the two of you. I will supply the guns. Your gun will be fully functional, but his gun will be loaded with blanks. So as he tries to shoot you, nothing will come out. Just in case, I will offer him a drink that is poison. We'll get attended to that immediately.
Laertes, your sister! She was swimming in the James River, bobbing up and down, and her dress got soaked with water. I'm sorry to inform you that she drowned.
Just as I calm him down to kill Hamlet, this is what happens. Follow.
We chose Act 5, Scene 2 because in the book and in the video we made is the final showdown between the characters Hamlet and Laertes. During the battle, Hamlet gets mortally wounded by Laertes after he shoots him in the chest. Laertes then becomes distracted by Gertrude drinking the poison, and Hamlet, currently on the ground, trips Laertes to force an exchange of weapons, much like in the book. Hamlet takes Laertes' gun, shoots Laertes, and mortally wounds him as Laertes falls to the floor as well. Hamlet then turns towards Claudius and knows about the ploy to kill him, so he kills Claudius. He then turns to Laertes and tells him that he will see him in heaven, hoping that the poor deeds done to each other will be forgiven them. We then see Hamlet walking away to give Horatio news that he is okay with the North taking over the plantation, much like how he tells Horatio in the book that he gives Fortinbras his right to take over the castle. I'm sorry.
May this be the end of our feud.
It didn't work!
I'm thirsty.
No, buddy, don't drink.
I've been poisoned.
What in tarnations?
You killed my father! Prepare to die! I'll see you in heaven, Laertes. Horatio,
My lord, are you okay?
I've gotten my revenge. Tell the North they have my regards.
That's them. Come in.
In our edition of Hamlet, much like the book, there's a prevailing theme of death and depression. This is shown through the madness that is caused by Hamlet's father's death, and then later, Laertes' madness from Hamlet killing Polonius, and so forth on Claudius and Laertes planning to kill Hamlet because of their combined death of a close friend and father. The theme of death shows how it can affect somebody's emotions and how it brings out the worst in people and what it leads them to on others around them.